So one of the reasons that we wear fragrances, colognes, what have you, is, we want to smell good, but it's always an added bonus when you get that compliment that, hey, you smell good, or what are you wearing? That type of thing, right? So what I've started doing, this is the second edition I think I'm doing of it. And so these are the fragrances for the previous month. So as of the filming of this, the month of August of 2025, these are the 5 fragrances that probably got me my most compliments throughout that month. Again, I didn't keep track, I didn't write it down, what have you, but these are the ones that stand out because I do remember situations and scenarios when I got compliments wearing these. So stick around, I'll share my 5 with you. All right, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Kevin, and you happen to be watching SmellGoodz. I appreciate you coming through. Appreciate you hanging out with me for a little bit as we discuss this fragrance stuff, these clones, these SmellGoodz, and the like. All right, so if it's your first time here, appreciate you coming through. Been a while, but you're welcome here. All right, it's a safe space. We only want to smell good here, whether you like clones, designers, niche. We're gonna talk fragrances. All right, if you've been around for a while, y'all already know what to do. I appreciate you. All right. So as I mentioned, this is the second edition of it I'm doing, and I find this a little easier to do than doing a weekly rotation like I had started doing at the beginning of the year. And so this is the 5 fragrances out of what I wore the entire month of August. And I did switch up a lot in August, but I also got some new things in. And I got some stuff that I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna keep wearing that. All right. So these are the 5 that definitely got me some compliments. I got compliments on a few different things, right? But these are the 5 that stand out as fragrances that I got compliments on in the month of August. And again, compliments aren't guaranteed. There's also other things that go into it. Your personality, your demeanor, if you're approachable, all that fun stuff does play a part into it as well, right? And where you are. All right. So not in any particular order. Again, I didn't keep track. I didn't count. I didn't say on this day I got 4 compliments, one at 3:30 in the afternoon, one if I didn't do that. All right. So let's just kind of run through them and we'll talk through them. All right. So first one up is one that I'm really digging. It is one, this is by Molinard, and this is called Gingembre. Let me let the light, hopefully my color grading will help it a little, but very nice clear bottle. This would be, I guess this would qualify as niche just because I don't think Molinard is a designer. It's definitely not a clone of anything that I could pick up or see, or no, it seems to be, of course, its own original thing. So we're going to call this niche, and it's an economical niche too. It's not bad as far as the price. But this is, of course, with that first part of the name, Gingembre. There's some ginger in this, but you got some citrus. I think there's grapefruit, tangerine. There's lemon verbena in this. This is a nice, fresh citrus fragrance. That ginger adds a little of that spice to it that works really well for spring and summer. And this was one that at work got a couple more compliments on it just because it's that way. Yeah. So again, from Molinard, this is Gingembre. And shout out to friend of the channel, Joel, who he's in everybody's lives, he's in everybody's chats, what have you. And so I was watching or seeing him and Dedrick Hicks go back and forth about this fragrance, and I was like, let's pick it up, let's see. I was pleasantly surprised, not disappointed at all. It's a great fragrance and something that, again, for the month of August, got me some compliments. Again, this is Molinard's Gingembre. All right, put that there. All right, perfect. All right. Next one is one that I picked up. I think I picked it up at the end of July. I can't remember when I got it exactly. But it is one that I did wear a number of times throughout the month of August as well. It is from a house that I have an affinity for. I like what they do. Met the owner, the perfumer personally. Really enjoy, what they do and what they're bringing to the table in this space. This is also another niche fragrance. So again, as I mentioned, I don't just do clones here. I do, of course, the audience demands what they demand, but I do some of everything. So this one is from the House of Day 3. And this is a collaboration that they did with contemporary Christian artist, Colton Dixon, I think his name is. But this is Desert Rain. This is the third. Yes, this is the third released by Day 3 this year. The first being Trace Orals, The second being Royal Reflection, and then now this one, and then there's a fourth one that's supposed to be coming out this year as well. But this right now, and this is saying a lot because I like Trace Orals. Trace Orals really works really nicely, really great scent. But this right now is, so far of what's been released, this is my 2025 top release from day 3, right? This is their best release in my opinion this year so far. This, they get that feeling of rain right. They get that scent of rain right. I mean, there's a leather that comes out at the bottom of this, but this right here, just is another scent that, wearing it this past month, garnered a few compliments, and rightfully so. This is a fragrance that the hype is real on this one, right? The buzz is real on this one. This is one, if you're looking for something to jump into niche with, this might be a good choice for you to get started with if you've not jumped into niche already. And if you are into niche, this is something that you probably want to add into your collection. This is just that good, right? So again, Desert Rain from Day 3 Fragrances was another one of my compliment getters for this past month. All right. And next one up is one that was worn a lot this summer. This, once I got it, it became kind of like I was wearing it a lot, admittedly. It, and the one that it's also doing, that is kind of like, I was calling a cousin, because they're both doing a rendition of the same thing. But this one became my favorite one after I got it. And this is from Joe Milano's house, the Game of Spades line. This is Full House. Now this is doing its take on Imagination. And I like this take. I like this rendition of it. I like their interpretation of it. Now it does not mean that the others are trash, because this and then the other one, which is Aqua Dubai, both work really well. But this one, just, it's a nice one. And it, again, this was another one that at work got a couple of compliments, and I think out and about somewhere, my wife and I were out shopping, and someone was like, just, hey, you smell great. That's always interesting, just because, again, that's why I say that when you're approachable, when your demeanor is not one of always looking mad and looking angry, sometimes you'll get that random, just someone passing you by in the grocery store, passing you by out and about, and they're like, hey, you smell great. Those are always great to have. All right. But this was Game of Spades Full House doing their take on Imagination. All right. Next one up, and this is one that got in towards the later portion of the month. So was definitely testing it out. I don't think I've done a review on it yet, a full review. I think I covered it in a live, but I'll probably do a full review on this. This is another one from a house that, again, I have an affinity for, really, like what they do, like what he puts out. I'm talking, of course, Terrence from Nazar Fragrances, and this one is Panic Attack. And this one is, now, between this and Royal Paradise right now are competing for like my top fragrances, and granted, of the summer, right? There's some other things that I've got from Nazar that I'm waiting for this fall and winter to really break out. But this, pineapples, berries, cedar, this is a great summertime fragrance as well. This is more out and about than work friendly for me. This is more casual Friday at the office to me, but still a great scent. Definitely gets that profile as far as just having a great smelling fragrance that is different, not something that, not like anything you're going to get, especially designer, what have you. This is kind of sitting in its own lane and does a very nice job of it. But again, another fragrance that garnered some compliments during this past month, Panic Attack from Nazar Fragrances. All right. And then the last one that got compliments, and this one, I'm just going to say it's got me kind of in a chokehold right now. This is one that I'm really enjoying, really liking, really wearing. And it's one that, it's another one that the buzz that's growing, because this is just released, as far as I know, not too long ago. I picked this up. This is another one I picked up at the end of, or near the end of August. And the buzz that is growing about this is real. This is a great fragrance, very smooth, very nice. I am talking about from the house of Lattafa. This is Dynasty. And this is, I'm just going to attribute it to what I believe it's doing its take on. I know there's some different thoughts. Again, I've not put nose on one thing that people have said it's doing its take on. And the other thing has been so long, I couldn't attribute it to it. But looking at the notes, looking at the presentation, all of those things leads me to believe that they were going after Clive Christian's El Red Tea Vetiver, right? So going with that, again, I don't know what Red Tea Vetiver, y'all got that. We're not going to edit that out. I don't know what that smells like. So I'm judging this fragrance on its own. And on its own is an amazing, great tea scent that just, like, I've worn this, and literally I was working on a project with some of my coworkers, and I try when I'm at work, especially for when I go into work, I try to spray enough where it's there, but not overspray and like just blow up the room. But I got a couple of, yeah, you smell great. Hey, So this right here, if you're looking for something and you're looking for something that may be a little out of the ordinary, just because it's not necessarily doing a take of a popular design or designer fragrance, something especially that if you're digging that tea note, this right here, Dynasty from Lattafa, this was my fifth one the fifth one that I'm giving you, I should say, as far as my compliments during the month of August. All right, that's it. Yeah, those were the ones that definitely stand out as compliment getters that I had for this past month. I wore a few other things, right? I've gotten to now where I'm wearing, a scent of the day as well as sometimes a scent of the evening. Scent of the evening most often is just me and my wife hanging out. But if we go out for dinner, out for whatever, then that becomes that as well. But I think that's it. Do me the favor. Of course, as always, I ask, simply stay safe, stay sane, stay smelling good. And then do me the honor, hit that like, hit that subscribe, request notifications, and share. And if you have it available, there's something called hype. If you have the hype button, give your brother a hype, because that helps me, again, push the channel out even more. I appreciate that. And then, of course, we'll see you all next time. Have a great one. Be blessed. Peace.